Hello, I thought I'd show you my printer since you're interested in this kind of thing. The Elegoo Mars 3 4K. So this isn't the Pro. The Pro, the only difference I see is that it's got a filter that goes in the back. But it comes with this little USB stick. On this, it's got the slicer program. So that's pretty handy. I like the fact it goes straight in the front. You don't have to have a laptop plugged in. And it's got this display at the front, which is quite nice. So if I want to print something, which I've saved on there, you can go straight into the print. You can select the files. It would on this video, wouldn't it? It would do that. There we go. You can see they've got a Balrog from when I last had it. And this is cool because when it does the print, it shows layer by layer, and then it shows the time. It shows how many layers it's done. So that's pretty cool. Oh, I can delete that as well, I didn't realise that. And then you can use all your settings here. So this is quite nice and intuitive, so I enjoy that about the printer. I do wish I'd gone bigger. The print size, it's okay for doing miniature printing, but I'm at the end of my bit there. But I do wish I'd gone a bit bigger to do like a whole army at once. Things that I've printed are, as I got back into Lord of the Rings, I've printed off the whole Fellowship. These are 3D printed versions, not the Games Workshop ones, for IP issues. I actually like them much better. They're much more detailed, because I guess you don't have to worry about undercuts. So they can really get some good features. This is Boromir. You won't be able to see the detail very well on most of them because they're in black, but I'm starting to paint a Gandalf here. These will actually show up better. Here's a Warg. So the quality for miniatures was good enough for me, and these were straight out of the box. I've not played around with the settings at all, so that's just what the slicer recommended as the good settings. One of the first things I printed was this giant Orc Hulk thing, the Incredible Hawk, I think it's called. Drainage holes. Last thing I printed was a free file I found floating around of the Balrog, but my printer wasn't big enough, so I've got to figure out what I'm doing with these wings. But the quality, again, pretty good. That would have cost me, what, 40 quid at least, maybe 60 quid, Games Workshop. Pretty spot on. Last thing I printed in your shop there, painted, just this cave troll. What else do I have? These vehicles with these orcs are pretty incredible, pretty amazing. The detail on these. There's one painted up, kinda. But you wouldn't tell it was 3D printed if you didn't know the difference. What else have I done? Whoops. Little squib things, don't know what these are called. Squig. Another bike there, pretty cool. Ultramarines galore, where are they? So it's like the whole army has been made of Ultramarines? Space Marines. Whatever they're called. They seamlessly slot in with a regular army, I think. This orc character I found online. These are all sprayed up, so apologies, you're not going to get the full detail, but actually if you scroll up in the chat you'll probably see where I took better pictures. Oh, and I'm getting back into the Rohan thing, so lots of horses. A little bit of cleanup maybe where the supports are attached. There's this Necron creature as well. Yeah, so that all came out in one piece, including the very fiddly knives that it's got. I also printed this base for it, so it can kind of slot on something like that, just to stop it falling over, maybe the other way around. And the last thing I painted at Bridge Troll, can we focus in, was one of the Lord of the Rings set. So yeah, focus. Yeah, not the most amazing paint job. I used to think my models looked fantastic, and then when I revisited them after 10 years, you realise they're trash. So yeah, but I'm very impressed with the model and build quality you get off the Elegoo printers. If I were you, I'd go larger though. I'd go for a satin and just have lots of ventilation. This is all water washable resin, so you get it, you peel it off, you get the spots off, then you dunk it, swish it around, and then I'm just washing it in water. Although I have found now and then, if I don't dry it off properly, I get these weird, you can probably see it reflecting there. They disappear with the paint, but they just look a bit, I don't know, like there's water there. It's not, it's dry, but there you go. But pretty good quality for a printer. It's definitely caught up to Games Workshop detail levels. So I think you should definitely get one.